Hi everyone, it's Gail Serna here, psychic medium, and I'm here today to talk to you about the difference between angels, spirit guides, ascended masters, how to tap into your spirit support team, even the difference between spirituality and religion. So first, regarding angels, angels are a different species other than human. We have had two guardian angels with us throughout the time of our birth up until the present, and they won't intervene unless you ask them due to free will. It's not so much as important to know the name, but everyone always wants to understand the name of their angel. It's really the feeling that you want to go by. How do you feel when your angel's around? If you feel really good and joyful and you know that there's you might even be given some information that's of your highest and best good, you can rest assured that's your angel energy coming through. If it's anything but that, probably want to ask your higher self to take that energy away and clean your space, sending it back from where it came, modeling right energy, because chances are it's not an energy that's of your highest and best good. Your angels always want what's best for you, and they're always loving, non-judgmental beings. And that's one way that you can know for sure that your angel guidance is present. Now, the archangels come in at different times in your life based on whatever's going on. So they can be by any human side in a moment's notice, because remember, they're of a different species. And they want to help. So you can ask them for things big or small. Like sometimes if I'm driving around a parking lot and I need a parking space, I'll call out to my angels, please angels, I need a parking space. And then I drive around one or two more times and then there's a parking space that's miraculously opened itself up. Or I was in my car and it wouldn't start. So I called on the angels to bring a light being mechanic to help me. And then sure enough, the next time I tried to start my car, it started, allowing me to go to the mechanic. So I didn't have to call a tow truck to get it fixed. So, no task is too big or too small, and the angels want to help. They're basically messengers of God. A lot of people want to know, well, can they just go to God direct? Of course you can go to God direct. There's no right or wrong answer here. I personally like to use the angels just because, to me, whenever I'm trying to manifest that something, I feel like I get that extra added boost that I need to help manifest whatever the thing is I'm attempting to. That's why I personally like to go to the angels, but I talk to God all the time too. It's really your own individual choice. And a lot of people want to know, what's a spirit guide? A spirit guide is a human that's walked the earth before and has an understanding of what your earthly concerns are. So spirit guides also will come in and out of your life. I'm a psychic medium, which means I channel and I also connect to deceased loved ones. So I actually know who my spirit support team is. And for instance, the gatekeeper, which is my grandmother, on my mom's side, I'm named after her. She helps me bring through the specific souls that I'm supposed to be speaking with in a reading. And she's a very important member of my spirit support team. But again, if for some reason you're trying to meet your spirit support team or you don't feel quite right about a spirit support team member, you can always ask your higher self to remove that energy. They don't have to be a part of your spirit support team, or tone it down a bit so that you can actually work with that spirit support team member. Sometimes when I feel funky or out of sorts, I'll say a little prayer to my higher self to take away any energy that isn't of my highest and best good. And instantly, within about 15 minutes time, I feel better again. Okay, so that's your spirit support team. I've talked about angels. I've even talked about archangels. What's the difference between religion and spirituality? Well, religion is basically something that's interpreted by another human. So if you go to a church, you'll be in a gathering of other humans that are basically listening to another human, and the other human is basically explaining their interpretation of the word or the Bible. And that's good. I love going to church, but I also take what that person says, and not everything always resonates with me 100%. So I'll listen. I'll definitely, do the celebration at church, and then whatever doesn't sit well with me, I'm like, oh, well, it didn't really resonate with me, and then I'll make it my own. Same with the divine or God. You kind of have to figure out for yourself who God is to you. It's an individual journey, and the only way that you can really have a good understanding of who God is to you is through prayer and meditation. So the prayer is the asking what you want, and the meditation is the listening for the answer. And let's say you're new down your spiritual journey. I can hear the angels. I can hear my spirit guides. I can hear the spirit that I'm trying to connect with on the other side, or deceased loved one I'm trying to connect with on the other side. So I'm what's called clairaudient. And we all have psychic properties. They mirror our physical properties. So if you want to start to unleash some of that wisdom of what your psychic properties are, say a prayer to your higher self to bring it forth, and then just watch and observe, and you might want to journal. And things will start to kind of happen. The angels and your higher self will send you signs. You might see repetitive angel numbers. You might see messages on license plates or past billboards, and something might make sense to you. But the biggest way I feel like the other side, if you will, gets into contact with you when you're new is just by having conversations with other humans. And then all of a sudden there's something that comes into your scope of influence. You'll be talking with a friend or a coworker, or you might be introduced to someone at a party, and they might say something, and it might make so much sense to you, and it might be the missing link for whatever you were trying to solve, or whatever guidance you were trying to get. So I hope this has helped. I love feedback, and thank you for being on my YouTube channel. Bye now.